What's up, y'all? It's your girl QueensteezTV, and I am back with another video. Y'all already know what time it is. This is time for part 2 of the Showdown, honey. I'm not gonna keep y'all waiting. We're gonna get straight into this story. But if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as you guys are coming in. Like, stop playing with the queen, stop making me beg for likes. But come on, y'all, just come on in the story so we can get straight to it.
When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging,
Alright, y'all, so just to pick up right where we left off, I'm working there for a while. As time progressed, you know, I was fine. The unit was fine. I like to say that I was pretty well liked on the unit because I did my work. I didn't cause no problems. Everybody, you know, everybody be like, "Oh, you're so funny." You know, everybody thought I was funny and all that. And you know, I'm straight business. You know, before we had standing on business, I was standing on business. Everybody know me around it. Everybody know me around it, and they know I don't play. Like, don't play with me. So, you know, that was kind of the reputation I came with. You know, they say she's a hard worker, you know, she's funny, but then she also don't play when it comes to the get down, you know, because I had my runs with people, you know, that tried to think, you know, that they was going to get with Steez. Not going to happen. So, y'all, on the unit, we used to have these little stupid little superlatives. I used to think it was funny, but, like, I used to go around, you know how, like, you had the high school superlatives, best dressed, and it would be little stupid stuff like that. It was like, who has the crispiest scrubs? Whose room is the neatest? Who always eating snacks? Who always got coffee in their hand? It was like little stuff like that. Who's the funnest person to work with? But every time it would come time for the superlatives, and usually it was around Nurses Week, you know, your girl would just, you know, rack up on the awards. I used to always think that it was funny because, y'all, Tina would get so mad. Tina would be so mad, like, this is not high school, and I don't know why we're doing this. Tina, you mad because you didn't get the awards, girl? I'm sorry. So y'all, like, I mean, it was just big old hater energy coming from Tina. So, like I said, I had been there for a while, you know, got cool with people, and I don't know, y'all, but this particular day, Tina was on one. So when I came in this day, I had went to the front, I saw Tina, I said, "Hey, Tina, is there anything that you need help with?" Tina was like, "Nah, I'm good." So I said, "Okay, cool." I went to the back nurses station, okay? So when I was in the back nurses station, it was this other older lady that we used to work with. I'm gonna call her Aunt E. So while I went back there, you know, I'm getting my stuff together for my shift. I'm putting on my stuff. I'm logging into the computer, checking what I need to check, doing what I need to do, like, you know, running around so I can get all my stuff, sit in my spot, and do what I need to do, okay? So while I was sitting there, Aunt E came up to me and was like, "Hey, like, you mind if I sit right here?" So how the back nurses station was, it's in an L. So I was sitting on the short end of the L. So the short end of the L only got 2 seats. The long end of the L got 3 seats. But it's a wall in between the L, if y'all can imagine. Okay, so hold on, what's the best way to show y'all? All right, so this is the L, but it's a wall in between the L. So the people on this side can't see who's sitting on this side. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind for this story. So we're sitting on the short end of the L. So I'm like, yeah, you can sit there, like, I only got the 1 seat. So I'm sitting there typing, doing my work. So Aunt E like, yeah, I'm waiting for one of my kids to come pick me up and da-da-da-da-da. So me and Aunt E just back there chopping it up. Now, mind you, y'all, I'm back here working. I'm back here, okay, doing some major deductions. So I sit back down working. So Tina, I just start seeing Tina start circling like a hawk. So I'm not stupid. You know when somebody is watching you, but I'm working. But again, like I keep saying, I may be to the outside looking in and maybe look like me and Aunt E was just back here having a good time. But even still, even if I was, like, You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now when you're not so big. Leave, girl. And you is not the charge nurse. If it was a problem with what I was doing, the charge nurse would have came and said, what is you doing? Okay, you as an employee, let's keep that in mind. So me and Aunt E just sitting back there, chopping it up. Okay, so Tina is circling. So I'm like, me and Aunt E looking at each other like, there she go, there she go. I was like, yeah. I said, well, she better keep, maybe she just stretching her legs and she better keep walking with her little exercises. Maybe she just getting a little exercise in. So, baby, when she came to circle back, she like, mind y'all, I'm sitting down, y'all. And how the nursing station was, it was like a riser. So, how you sitting down, it looked like we leveled. But it was like a ledge. So that thing came over there and was like, so you're not going to do no effing work today? I looked at Aunt E. Aunt E looked at me. I said, Tina, you better go ahead. So Tina laughed. I said, Aunt E, did she just cuss at me? And Aunt E was like, oh my goodness. She was like, why would she come back here and say that? She was like, you back here working. But even if I wasn't working, that's not your place. But I was like, making a mental note. Because I'm like, I know you didn't just cuss at me. Mind you, we're on the unit. This nursing station is not hidden away. Like, it's patient rooms literally right in front of where I'm at. It's family members in the hallway, okay? It's people rounding in the hallway. So I'm like, where's the professionalism? But you know what I said? You know, I've been working. I said back then I was working on my steps for anger management. So I let her walk away. I said I let her walk away. Tina, you better believe that I let you walk away, baby. So Aunt E sitting there. We still talking. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm still working, but now I'm like, you know, the typing done went from to, I'm mad. I'm mad. Baby, I see her coming back. So now I'm like, because now what do you want? She come back again, get in my face like, so I don't understand. You just not going to do shit today? I say, Tina, you better walk away. Y'all, listen. When I tell you it was taking everything in me, I was like, Tina, you better walk away. You better head back to her. So Aunt E is like, whoa. What is going on with her? She like, did y'all have some type of... I said, I literally just came in here. No, nothing happened prior to this. Haven't seen this lady. Because, you know, you only work 3 days a week. I'm like, I haven't seen her. No, ain't nothing transpired. I don't know what she on today. But I just let you walk away a second time. So I told Aunt E, I said, if she come back here a third time, the gloves are off, honey. The gloves are off. I'm going full-blown Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Sugar Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather. Like, I'm not holding back. I am going to rip her a new one. Because don't do that at work. And I keep telling y'all, like, I'm not, like, don't try to embarrass me, and don't try, like, not that I was embarrassed, but, like, I don't do public displays of, like, trying to get loud and act cute in public. Because, yeah, that's going to make me go off, like, a different type of way, like. So, meanwhile, so Aunt E, like, So then she get a call, she like, with my kids outside, she like, look, stay calm. She like, don't say nothing to her. Just try to be calm. Like, go take a walk. I'm like, no, I'm sitting here doing my work. Like, so Aunt E was like, listen, don't say nothing to her. I'm telling you, don't say nothing to her. I'm like, I'm trying on E. I said, but if she come back, I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, this might be the last day you see me. So she like, no, don't do that. So Aunt E leaves. When Aunt E leaves, she immediately came back there again. So at this point, I'm like, I'm pondering, because I'm like, okay, what you about to say now? So she comes back there that time, and she's like, you just sitting back here with Aunt E, you not doing shit since you came in here. So my boy, she blabbing. In my head, I'm just like, I ain't even listen to what you say. I ain't even listen to what you talking about. Yo, it's family members in the hallway. So I told her in the most calmest voice, I said, listen. I said, I don't know who you think you're talking to. I said, but as far as you cursing at me and doing all this, I said, and this family members in the hallway, I said, I don't play them type of games, not at my job. I said, but what you can do, I said, bring your ass in the conference room. Bring your ass in the conference room, because I'm getting ready to sock it to you, okay? So the conference room was, okay, you had to go from the hallway, you had to go in a door and then in another door, and then it was the conference room. But from the conference room, you could reach the hallway of the unit. So I said, no, you come to the conference room, okay? Because I ain't going to do this out here, okay? But come back here. So we went in the conference room. She went on one side, and I said, you know, because I am who I am, and you are who you are. I went in the conference room. It's a big old conference room. I went to the opposite side of the conference room. I got a chair. I sat in the chair. I took my hands. I sat on my hands, because you're not about to tell no lies on me about nothing that's about to transpire. But you better believe I'm about to sock it to you. So after I do all that, I'm sitting like this. I said, now, what's your issue? She's like, you always coming in here saying that you don't like Tim and you guys are always at the front. I said, no. Let me stop you right there. What's your issue? Well, you and such did. I said no. Let me stop you right there. What's your issue? Because like I said, we never had no, nothing going on. So all of this, you cussing at me and all that, all this came out of left field. But that's fine. If it came out of left field, I'm going to bring it back to center field for you. Again, what's your issue? Well, today when you came in, again, you assumed because you seen me talking to somebody that I wasn't doing anything. That's number one. And you know what they say about people who assume things. You make an ass out of who? You and me. Okay? You're making an ass out of yourself. Ma'am, state your name and occupation, because state your name and occupation, because I know it ain't manager. I know it ain't assistant manager. I know it ain't medical director. I know it ain't charge nurse. State your name and occupation. Because Tina, stop playing with me in here, girl. So at this point, y'all, we are like in a full-blown screaming match, because she's screaming at me. I was trying to let her talk, but while I was talking, she started trying to talk over me, and I had to let her know, you are not louder than me. You're not louder than me. You're not going to be louder than me. You're not going to out-talk me. Yeah, it's giving motor mouth. You're not going to out-talk me. You're not going to do none of that, okay? So, yeah, we were just going at it. She was talking all this stuff. I was talking it right back to her until I guess she got exhausted. But I wasn't tired yet, because like I tell people time and time again, if you start something, it ain't over till I say it's over. So I kept yakking. I kept yakking and letting her have it. Yo, at this time, I didn't know this was going on because I was literally focused on her. But child, apparently, because it was glass, like, it was a regular door, but it was like glass, and it's where you could see inside the conference room. When I glanced over there, all you said was like 12 heads all stacked on top of each other at the window like this. Even the charge nurse. So I'm like, oh my goodness. But when I got finished with Miss Tina, baby, she was like, well, you didn't have to talk to me like that. Didn't you come cussing at me 3 times at the nurse's station? You kicked all of this off. What are you talking about? So after she's sitting there, tears all wet in her eyes, talking about you ain't had to talk to me like that, I gathered up all of the strength and everything in my body, and I made sure that this came from way deep down in my diaphragm to let her know. I said, girl, you. And I walked out. And at this time, the medical director was there. So as I'm walking out, the medical director, we call him Dr. Doe. I walked in the hallway and Dr. Doe was like, Steez. He said, oh my goodness. He said, I've never seen you like this. Please calm down. He came over, gave me a hug. He all like, please calm down. I'm like, I'm calm. I said, I'm calm, Dr. Doe. I said, but y'all better go check on that. I'm good. Y'all better go check on her. And literally, after I went to go do my big one, because it was over with at that point, because you started it, I finished it, I won, and I went to go sit down, and I kept doing my work. Like, what are you talking about? So literally, y'all, some of the, well, they call it SCNs, so that's like the senior clinical nurses. Child, the SCNs, the ones who was working, they all coming over to me. The one I didn't go say how they was, she was like, we need to do an incident report about what just happened. I was like, okay, you can write an incident report. She's like, I need you to come back and tell me what happened. So I'm like, okay, like, so I basically run the whole thing. I'm like, I'm sitting back here, I'm working. Aunt E was sitting right here. I'm like, she came back here, she cussed at me once, 2 times, 3 times. I said on the 3rd time, I'm going to remain professional. So I told her, let's take it in the conference room. I said, when we took it in the conference room, I gave the whole rundown because I'm like, okay, whatever. They're going to file an incident report. At that point, I really didn't care because I didn't start it. I did end it, but I did not start it. So I'm like, whatever. I go home because to me, it's a done deal. And I'm like, I already know they're going to call the manager and all of this stuff. So I'm like, I thought that it was just going to be a conversation with the manager about, what transpired. So, like I said, that was like an overtime shift I was on. First of all, wasn't even supposed to be there. And that is, again, why I don't work overtime, okay? Because they always say when you're somewhere where you're not supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be there. It was not my 3 days. It was a 4-day. When you are where you're not supposed to be, something always happening. Something is always happening. So now, if I ain't supposed to be there, if I ain't scheduled to be there, I ain't volunteering to be nowhere that I ain't supposed to be. Okay? So, y'all, my next shift come around. It's like the next week. I'm walking in with my stuff. I'm like, la-di-da-di-da-di-da. So now, I'm on the shift with Candy. So, later, y'all, I walk in, baby. It was like paparazzi. Everybody is running up to me. They like, girl, we heard what happened. We heard you serve Miss Tina. We heard this. We heard that. So I'm like, yo, please let it go. I'm like, that was last week. Yes, I did. But it's done and over with. So I'm talking to Candy. And Candy like, girl, everybody heard all about it. She was like, I even went and told Carrie what happened. She said Carrie was like, good. I was like, not told Carrie what happened. But I was like, look, I was literally just defending myself, like literally, because like I be telling y'all all the time, when it comes to the workplace, people always playing with you in the workplace. Like, so I walk in thinking that it's a normal day, and I go, and literally as soon as I put my stuff down, my manager appears, and she's like, "Steez, can I speak with you?" So I'm like, sure. I'm like, I don't have no problem. I'm like, sure. So I go back to her office thinking that she probably get ready to ask me what happened. And I walk in there, and it is the human resources representative. So I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, I wasn't nervous, but I was just kind of like, why is human resources here? Because, yeah, why you try? So I'm like, okay, I sit down. So I'm like, yes. So my manager, she tried not to be confrontational. So she was like, so we did get a report that last week, there was an incident that occurred, and they all that trust. I was like, yes. I said the incident with Tina. Yes. Okay. That's what we talking about. Y'all don't have to. Well, I didn't know who reported, but I said, I know what incident you're talking about. So she's like, okay, well, since I couldn't name her, but since you named her, she's like, Tina went to human resources and the HR representative. She's like saying that, hold on, I'm missing a, hold on. Let me stop. After Dr. Doe did all that, no, after Dr. Doe had kissed me and was like, oh, whatever, and I told him, y'all better check on her, she was on the phone talking junk, talking about, I'm gonna call my husband up here. So I was like, what are you calling your husband for? Like, what? First of all, I'm a woman, you're a woman, you're like 40 years older than me. What you calling your husband for? So her husband was like some motorcycle dude. So at this point, I feel like you threatening me, because what you talking about? We two women that got into a verbal altercation. What you calling your husband for? So I was like, oh, I said, we calling people? Hold that thought, ho. So at this time, y'all, me and Steve was together. And y'all already know how Steve like to cut up. Steve was going to come there and air it out. So I straight called Steve on the phone. I was like, yeah, man, this thing just got into it at work. I'm like, she's telling me what she calling her husband. He was like, oh, say less, I be outside. Like, yeah. So I was like, we calling people, meet me out on this street if y'all want to get into it. All right. Bam. In the office with HR. With HR, my manager. So they're like, yeah, so Tina reported that you threatened her. She said that she cannot work with you anymore because she's afraid. She's requesting that you two be taken off of all shifts together because she's just like so afraid for her life and she don't want to work with you. And I was like, all of this came from an argument? So at this point, I'm so confused, and the look on my face, like, I'm pretty sure it was just like the most craziest look. And they're like, what's wrong? So I was like, well, what else do the report say? So when they going over the report, the whole report say all this stuff that I said. And I'm just like, where's the beginning of the report? They like, no, this is all that was put in there. I said, well, I said, I find it funny that she didn't put how all of this started. I said, that be my problem with people. People always like to say what you did, but not what they did to make you do what you did. And like I tell people all the time, you can't do stuff to people and tell people how mad to get. So I said, okay. I said, well, let me put this whole story back into perspective for everybody, for you, for HR, for everybody else, and y'all. I said, and if you want, you can bring Tina in here. I said, because I don't play games like that. And I'm a grown woman, and this is my job, this is my career, this is my life, and this is my livelihood. And I don't even play with people like that. So I said, no, we're going to go back to the beginning. I said, I walked up here to this floor, said the floor that I was on. Yeah, because let me give it to you from when I got out my car. Okay, when I got out my car, matter of fact, when I woke up in the morning, love, okay, it was sunshine on my mind. I was coming to have a lovely day. I got up here. I checked in with her, see if she needed me to do anything, okay? She said no. I went back to the opposite nursing station to handle business back in the back, okay? I said I was working. I was back there talking to Aunt E. I said Aunt E was off the clock. Had to throw that in there for my girl, because you know they'll try to go back and be like she was riding the clock. Aunt E was off the clock, waiting for a ride. I'm sitting here doing my work. She started circling like a bald eagle, okay? She stopped. She came, she cussed at me. It was family members in the hallway, because make sure, you know, we want all the details, okay? To let you know how unprofessional she was. I said she came back once, and I let them know I let her walk away. I wanted to make that very clear. I let her walk away, okay? Because it could have went real different. I let her walk away. I said she left. She came back. She cussed at me again. And I said again, I let her walk away. Okay? Let's be very clear about that. I let her walk away. And I usually don't play baseball with people. It ain't no 3-strike type time with me. I let you walk away. I said she left again. She came back a third time. Family in the hallway, okay? Rounding in the hallway. She cursed at me again for the third time. I said, and that's when I let her know. We won't be doing this in public or making a spectacle in front of patients and family members and stuff. Like, I don't get down like that. I said, so I asked her to come in the conference room. I said, when I went into the conference room, I said I went to the opposite side of the room. I got a chair and I sat on my hands. I said, because the last thing that this person was going to do was going to try to say that I tried to attack them or threaten them. I said, because I know how them girls get down. I wanted to make sure that everybody had it crystal clear that Miss Tina was the aggressor. Girl, not going to play them games. So I literally went through the whole thing. Literally, I just told y'all, literally, verbatim, I gave them. I said, I asked her what was her issue. I said she was talking about Tim. I asked her what was her issue again. She talked about, so I said no, which, you know, I gave them the entire rundown. I even told them when I told her, girl, bump you, okay? I said Dr. Doe came out, like, yeah, it happened. It did go down. So literally, after I gave them the beginning portion of the story, it started, you know, putting stuff into perspective. So they like, oh, we didn't get this side of the of what happened. I said, yeah. I said, and everybody was out in the hallway at this time. I said, so you have multiple witnesses of what occurred. Not that I need no witnesses because I can speak for myself. I said, however, yeah, it was people out in the hallway when all of this happened. So I'm not quite sure how this story that Tina's telling, how she missed this large and very important part. Like, excuse me? So literally, after I told them the rest of that, they was like, okay. They was like, yeah, so we're not fulfilling any of these requests. They was like, are you okay to work with her? I said, I never had a problem with her from the jump. I said, and what happened is done and over with. Like, I'm not worried about it. And y'all, while all of this was going down, remember how I told y'all it was a little L? And there was a wall in between? Yes, Miss Kibby was on the other side of the whole time and she said a word of what happened.
When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all